You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find. He wonders what usefulness you found. Sometimes he's an expert, but sometimes he just does what's right. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. But that's his point, to take something useless, change it, and put it to good use again. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found... You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He appreciates those able to deliver a sharp remark. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. She suggests you better hurry up then. You won't get far with that attitude. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. She won't live forever, you know that. But she intends to make the most of every day she gets. You've always followed your own path, but... They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He's not scared of anything, least of all you. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. He says you're right. Nobody can tell him what he can and can't do, and that includes you. She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Kalino?
She's there for all disciples. That's her commitment as Sifu, and when she needs them, they're there for her and each other.
Tukonda.
The most important thing is that you're okay.
Kala.
It's time to focus on your training. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training. He'll talk to her, sure, but you know she wants you to accept responsibility for your own actions and future. He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics. He's curious to see what you've found. He's gathered so much over the years, and it's hard to remember everything. Nothing's... He says it's about time you learned how, and... The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. Your Muma says it's about time you got here. Says being on time would be better yet. She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left, but... Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Biomutant.
You should just keep working and you'll do well.
Mustiki muhka.
Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz.
Arialoche nui mumera.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it. Catchy.
Arialoche nui mumera.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing.
Pialtuma.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that...
Gendrana mala.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see.
Urasa durut.
You should think of it as watching over you when she can't.
Kodutuku.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Anson bara.
Everything ends, both good and bad. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Kensi.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it. Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can... Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she... Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity, when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. Let's see. Let's see. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. They've received news a Ronin joined the tribe's ranks and were looking forward to meeting. A group of Jagni warriors are already waiting for you at Myriad's Vespidut outpost. You should hurry there and help them storm the outpost. Mercy is for the weak. Better not keep the war party. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. That ain't bad. Look, an emergency box from the old days. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? How long has this night gone on? Better than a bare head. Not really mainstream, but okay then. Should have gone for a bigger size. There's a lot on the line here. A flush stool from the back. Seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. This corner of the world is called Bricktown. The plague that's ruining the land needs to be stopped. Would you look at that? A fry sparker from the back in time. Hardware that fix-cooked provisions. Try it out. See if it still works. Looks like the fry sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's a fry sparker mindset. Boom, you got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. Keep focused on what you can do today. Tomorrow's already gone. Let's see. Never thought I'd see a clothes... You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You really put a spin on it. Feels good to be alive. Future you can use that, but not you now. At least you're not coming out of this empty-handed. That notice board, filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Toxanol never cared about the waste, as long as they didn't have to pay to clean it up. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Just hope it's not buried. What you do here matters to you and the world. found the track. Amazing it wasn't destroyed. So much of this place was just discarded. Lucky the track somehow made it. When Toxanol abandoned the place, it fell apart fast. Not too many like living in a ruin hole like this. The tracks moved on from Bricktown, and you should too. You can see a lot farther now than at night. Nothing. It's Peekaboo Park. Young ones love this sort of place. That's a Myriad tribe outpost. You might have to make your own path. Cracker Doom. You're looking sturdy. The Vespidut outpost, long-time home of the Myriad tribe. Says you need to hit them where it hurts, inflict as much suffering as possible, and make it clear your tribe is a terror to their existence. Clearly, you haven't come here to waste time. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. Spot, wrecked it. Give those twirly wheels a turn. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Yes, the river tub's going down the drain. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. Says they've been treated fair, but is glad to see you. Hopes you'll treat the rivals with the same respect they treated them. Wishes there was another way, but they'll do their best. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it. Then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying the tribe's weapon. Believes you'll be even more dangerous. Out of Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe conflict. He had a feeling you'd get along with the Jagni tribe, but you seem to get along with the Jagni tribe, which... But Out of Date emphasizes that solving the tribe conflict... That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porcupine needs to be handled. He says the time has come to confront the Porcupine at the end of the East Route. Goop is working on making his goo glide strong enough to break the waves out to the World Eater. You should get over there and see what you can do to... getting jacked. He knows things that you need to know. The right...
Naoko onis bolognost.
Says it's good to meet a fellow Yin Jagni cousin. Keep hoarding things the way you should.
Naoko onis bolognost.
Understands
Yeti rekle.
He knows things that you need to know. Wishes you goodbye. There's still time before the dawn. Worth a shot. Sniffs about you fouling the air when you could be helping the Ankati instead.
Kunnifes det hefre ingen til.
Says you used to be able to find bleep bleeps whenever you liked.
Nafa, majuwata tapale.
They heard there's a cupboard where you can find all the bleep bleeps you'd want.
Biwato baboya.
Just imagine having all those bleep bleeps in your hands.
Biwato baboya.
Says at the very least they make funny sounds. The world needs more of that, right?
Eidu yo yapolomon.
Thinks that cupboard might not be easy to find, but that's why it's still there, right?
Kau awen mono azwa.
Just find it and grab all the bleep bleeps you can carry.
Wait a monkey palo swatawa.
Better those bleep bleeps wind up with you than in the wrong hands.
Kahir en namadotase.
Figures they're better with you than with anyone else. Let's see. Go see what you can see in this fresh day. That's a ganote, easy prey for Lupa-Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. A pip bush that's nom-nom for the ganotes. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and recovery, when day can become night, and the other way around. Someone has to end this plague before it's too late. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. Let's see. Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He can't tell you much, as he didn't want to hear anything about it. He can't understand how someone could be so vicious, even though he knows there are reasons behind it. He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as... Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life, He understands why you seek revenge, but he doesn't think you realize how...
Yes, that's the way. No arguing with that.
Sometimes your gut is flat out wrong.
Don't ever doubt yourself. You are number one.
Even the dark knows you're better.
Stick with me. We'll...
Figures the world is a goner. Even the goo will go gone. Wishes you hadn't done so much to make the goo even gooier. Wonders why you're flapping around with the Jagni. They spend too much time... But hey, back to the... Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today. He can't leave the Subnautica Station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. So you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a tower tanker hit a reef and... There are things out there waiting for you. The world is so much smaller underground. You never know how long anything's been buried underground. Not a good place to dance. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That'll be a lesson to others. Careful nothing's sneaking up on you. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There's debris floating around on the surf that might be blocking your path or needs to be towed. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks. Squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get the best. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions. He only knows what's visible to the naked eye. Gulp is not much. What a wild ride. Lots of notices on the board for things that made sense in the days when the surf was a lot cleaner. Interesting to see what they cared about here. One, in the old days, this was a port for boats that went under. Toxanol didn't do it on purpose. You should be able to find a track. Let's see. Hey, you found the track, even around all this goopy goo. Nothing escapes your googly eye. The surf here looked cleaner when that track was made. Old world dive pods had a built-in air supply, so you could breathe below the surf. Glad you had the patience to learn more about how the surf got gooed. Don't trust your eyes so much. They play tricks in the dark. Welcome to the Surf Archipelago, where the horizon rests on the surfy goo. You're poking around Hockbur, a prime village. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least.
Yeah.
Let's see. Says hello, wonders what sort of understands you have... He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Points out that he's hungry too, but always thirsty for more. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your... Wants to know if he could point you towards something fun to drink, so that you could share with the tipsy tipster. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking. Sure, that's the point. But you can't stop trying new ones, or life gets dull. Says you should toast the end of the world, but you'd better hurry. It's coming soon. Respects how you take care of yourself first instead of trying to swallow too much. Thinks it's funny you wound up with the Jagni. They drink so little, like birds. Can't understand that. Everybody's thirsty. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportioned to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. It makes most dumber, but that's his special He wants you to know he has other interests too. He's the Surf Archipelago's There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times. Watching Pippies flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. Says he's not sure you can. Physically, that is. There's no squeeze in the world able to counteract his expansiveness. Wiz really works wonders. Thinks you'll be great friends. Control your destiny. That's a resource totem. A monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. The Quack Hollow. It's just lonely. Heroes inspire in a way... Need the right key. Bolted shut. Choke up that grip. You can make something from that. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Don't you love that surf spray? That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition. Goop says he was there when the Porky Puff took Out-of-Date's leg, so this World Eater has made it personal. After that, Out-of-Date started using his head instead of his legs and came up with the plan on how to best make a stand against the World Eaters, and it wasn't by foot. He seems happy to talk. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but says there's no reason to let you in on where it is. Says there's no reason to make threats. Would have told you about it sooner or later. It's not far from here. Thinks the Netra tribe has the most stone-hearted members. Curses Lupa Lupin for breaking your heart along with the rest of the land. Says goodbye to you. He seems happy to talk. Understands you have... Let's see.